Welcome to another edition of Cropland Genetics and Agri Solutions Crop Cam. Christy Swenson is filming, and I have Ryan Wolf with me with Winfield Solutions. We're just finishing up some of our winter grower answer events. So Ryan, tell us what we saw in 2009.
2009 was definitely an outlier year this year. We had definitely below normal growing degree units. And for rule of thumb, for every 40 growing degree units below normal you are, it's usually 1% more grain moisture in the fall for us. And a lot of our guys, was approaching maybe in the 400 growing degree units behind normal, which could add 10% moisture in the fall, which a lot of our guys saw 30% moisture corn for sure. The other thing is our corn probably frosted a little prematurely before the black layer really formed this year, and we lost probably half to three quarter milk line. We lost about 5 to 15% yield. And a lot of growers probably saw that 10% yield loss just in test weight this year. And if you look at that, adding 2 to 3 more pounds of test weight could have easily added another 10, 15, 20 bushels an acre more yield. The other thing we saw is a lot more increased stock rots because of our wet October, and a lot of questions on ear molds. A lot more ear molds this year because you just can't freeze a crop a little immaturely, get a lot more moisture on a crop, and you're going to expect more ear molds out there. So we had quite a more ear molds, along with freezing that crop a little more immaturely. We have low test weight corn. A lot of guys are fighting that in a lot of areas this year. And the one thing to watch out for is definitely false low moisture readings. When you're testing your corn and it's frost a little immaturely, you're going to have probably some moisture readings that are false coming from those moisture meters. What happens is that inside of that kernel doesn't develop, doesn't harden off, and it's kind of soft and mushy yet in the inside. And when you run it through the dryer, you might think it's 15%, but as that equalizes over time, you're probably going to add maybe 2 to 3% once it equalizes. The other thing, rule of thumb, watch the storability on this grain because it went in the bends a little bit, maybe wetter than normal. Again, frosted a little bit early, immature corn. Normally, rule of thumb, storability on this corn is about half the normal life of what you expect it to be. So definitely be out checking your bends early on in the spring when that heat starts coming on in the spring, warming up the ground. So.
Great. Thanks, Ryan. And as Ryan said, 2009 is definitely an outlier, so be careful in 2010.